Good to proceed.
Thank you, colleagues. Director, do you want us to consider item 4 first, or should we do the consent calendar first?
Do the consent calendar.
Okay, colleagues, let's consider the consent calendar on the executive session. 3 items, numbers 1, 2, 3. First, does anybody want to pull an item off that consent calendar? Hearing and seeing none, I'm ready for a motion. Vice Chair, please, on the consent calendar executive session, items 1, 2, 3.
I move the commission approve the executive session consent calendar as presented.
Thank you. You've heard the motion, colleagues. Any questions? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll, please, on the consent calendar executive session.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Helt.
Aye.
Commissioner McCulley.
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Okay, colleagues, let's move to item number 4, reports of preliminary review, and I will wait for the heads up that the individuals who are intending to appear are actually online with us.
Give us one moment. We'll admit them. We're going to put the room on mute.
Thank you.
Chair Fiscum, we are good. We do have the respondent and their attorney online.
Thank you, colleagues. Let's move to item number 4, better numbers 25-488 ESM involving Dr. Juan Carlos Moeda and his counsel, Mr. Robert Steringer. The first step in our process is to hear a report, this time from our executive director, Director Myers. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair, Commissioners. So, as you may recall, in August, the Commission opened a preliminary review on its own motion that was based on information and several news reports regarding Dr. Moeda's travel as the Dean of the Journalism School at the University of Oregon. And the newspaper reports and the information we had at the time indicated he was traveling first class or business class and extending his, attending conferences in Europe or in South America and then going on, extended vacations. And so the commission, we recommended, and the commission opened the preliminary review on its own motion to determine whether Dr. Moeda's travel actions with his travel were authorized or were perhaps a prohibited use of office. And so the commission opened the case of preliminary review. And during the preliminary review, Mr. Steringer and Dr. Moeda provided information relating to the university's travel policies. And those quite clearly authorize university employees to travel business class on international flights that are 8 hours or longer. And they also authorize university employees to extend their travel with authorizations paying any difference in the costs in terms of return flights and so forth. So based on all of the information that we gathered, it appears that Dr. Moeda's travel, even though it was business class and his extension of his travel overseas was authorized under university policies, and therefore those policies are part of his official compensation package, and under 244040 sub 2A would be not a violation of the ethics laws. there was one instance where a mistake was made when staff was booking the trip and it was booked first class rather than business class. But that was not discovered by us. That was discovered as a mistake during the university's review process, and Dr. Moeda, at their request at the time, paid the difference in the cost. Based on all of this information, my recommendation is that we rescind the old motion, which is a motion that we've rarely gotten to use, motion number 3, which is effectively that we dismiss the case. We rescind the old motion because had we had all this information at the time that we were deciding whether to open a preliminary review, the commission's action may have been different at the time. So that is my recommendation.
Thank you, Director. Any questions from colleagues for our director before we proceed to the principals in this case? Any questions? Commissioner Held, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair Fiscum. I want to apologize. My camera is not turning on and I have no idea how to fix it. So hopefully by the end of the meeting, I will tackle that problem. I wanted to ask a question regarding U of O's policy. It says in our packet that they're allowed to fly business class if it's 8 hours or more. But on some of these flights, there is no business class, so they get bumped up to first class. I don't know the scope of our committee's ability, but are we able to ask them to look at that policy? Because that seems like it seems like they should be bumped down to regular class, and if there is no business class. So I just thought I would raise that point if we are able to send, a note to them that seems to be egregious waste of taxpayer money. But
Director, please.
Yes, the dilemma there is we have no authority over what policies another public body chooses to adopt. We have no authority to tell them that they should make everyone fly coach or allow everyone to fly first class. That's their decision to make. I think the spotlight that this case may have put the light on the university's policies, and they were doing an internal audit of this case themselves, may lead the university to reconsider some policies. But really, that's their decision to make, not ours.
Thank you, Director. Any other questions for the Director? Commissioner Helt, any follow-up first?
no, thank you for entertaining my question. I know I just don't know our scope, so I just thought I would mention it.
Thank you. Hearing and seeing no other questions for the moment, we have 2 individuals who have signed up to appear before us today. Dr. Moeda is online. I see him. Is Mr. Steringer online?
Yes, Chair Fiscum, I am here.
Thank you. Okay. Welcome, both of you. This is your time to speak to us. You may choose to speak in any order you choose, and identify yourself for the record, and please proceed, either one of you first and followed by the other. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Fiscum. Members of the commission, I'm Bob Steringer, and I'm a lawyer representing Dr. Moeda here. I just want to thank Executive Director Myers for the careful review of all of the information that we provided to the commission following the own motion. We obviously agree with the outcome, and so I don't want to take any more of the commission's time than we have to. If there are any questions, Dr. Moeda and I would be happy to answer them. But we of course agree with the executive director's recommendation.
Thank you. Dr. Moeda, would you care to make any comments to us? Now's your time. Please proceed.
Yes, of course. Good morning. I believe that Executive Director Myers has covered all the important points, and I just want to thank the Commission and the staff for the careful consideration of this matter.
Thank you both for being here with us today. Mr. Sterringer, it's always nice to see you again, so thank you for being here.
Thank you,
Colleagues, the time is now for any questions you might have for our two respondents. Any questions? Hearing and seeing no hands, the time is now for us to consider the action to take. Anybody have any comments in general first? Hearing and seeing none, Vice Chair, please.
I move the commission find the information presented does not indicate a violation of Oregon government ethics laws or warrant further review, and the motion to conduct a preliminary review be rescinded.
Thank you. Any questions, colleagues, on that motion? An unusual one for us, as the director has said, but please give it consideration. Hearing and seeing no responses, the administrator will call the roll, please, on item 4, executive session agenda.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez is abstaining, Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0 with 1 abstention.
Thank you. Mr. Sterringer, Dr. Moeda, thank you for being here today. You've seen the result. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, you too.
Thank
Okay,
you.
colleagues, we'll now turn to item number 5 on our agenda, involving a name I want to make sure I pronounce right. Carl Knowlton, is that right?
That's correct.
Thank you. We'll now consider that item. We'll wait for the staff to organize that for us. And my understanding is that Carl Knowlton is going to be appearing in person along with a spouse, and hereby I allow the spouse to appear with together in just a moment at the chair at the far end of the table. Normally a spouse would not be allowed to attend, but I hereby order that spouse is allowed to attend. Please proceed. Let us know when you're ready.
Investigator Sullivan went out to get them. They are in the building, so they'll be just a
Thank
moment.
you. We'll go on pause for a moment till they arrive at the table and your table, and I can see them. So they're.
Yes, and then we can roll one of the chairs up. Morning.
Hi.
Please feel free to sit in those chairs provided at the far end of the table. And I say far end, I mean from me watching online. Welcome to this meeting of the Oregon Government Ethics Commission. This is the time set aside to consider the matter involving you from the Three Sisters Irrigation District. As I speak to you, my name is Dave Fiscum. I'm the current chair of the commission. So I welcome you today. Our process that you may be aware of in general is that first we'll hear a report from our investigator. We may have questions, then we'll allow you to make a comment to us. Any comment you choose to make to us, then we'll proceed toward a decision. So that said, our investigator is Investigator Sullivan. Please proceed with your report.
Yes, thank you, Chair Fiscum and Commission. This is Investigator Josh Sullivan for the record. I'm presenting executive session agenda item number 5. This is a complaint against Carl Knowlton, Vice President of the Board of Directors for the Three Sisters Irrigation District, or TSID. The complaint in this case alleges that Carl Knowlton used his position as a TSID board member to receive water otherwise not permitted by his water rights as a property owner. The complaint alleges that Carl Knowlton directed TSID staff to not shut off his irrigation when water delivery dropped below 100% for all water users. The information in preliminary review indicates that on July 28, 2025, TSID announced that water delivery had reached 80% and junior water delivery had ended. Although irrigation had ended due to the water supply, Carl Knowlton continued to irrigate his property. Although it appears that Carl Knowlton may have opted to pay a penalty charge for continuing to irrigate his property, it also appears that he may have called Jim Williams, TSID water and hydro manager, and told him to not shut off his irrigation water. But for his position on the board, he would not have been able to direct TSID staff to leave his water turned on or allowing him to continue irrigating his property. By doing so, he obtained a financial benefit that would not have been otherwise available. Based on the information in preliminary review, there appears to be a substantial objective basis to believe that Carl Knowlton may have violated the prohibited use of office and conflicts of interest provisions of Oregon government ethics law, and the recommendation is to move this case to investigation.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. I appreciate your report. Colleagues, any questions for our investigator before we proceed?
There's misinformation, I believe, in that.
Hang on a second. We'll let you speak in just a moment, but thank you for your, we want to proceed to the commissioners first to see if any questions exist, and a couple things.
Okay.
First of all,
Sorry for the misunderstanding.
No problem. Commissioner Helt, we're happy to see your photo online, so your picture online, so thank you for being here. Vice Chair, please.
Yeah, I just want to understand the financial benefit. Is the penalty charge not equal to the value of the water that was received? Is that the financial benefit?
Mr. Sullivan, any answers?
Yes, this is Josh Sullivan for the record. So talking to Jim Williams, the hydro manager, he stated that when the irrigation is supposed to be cut off, when water levels drop, then for the landowners are supposed to turn off their irrigation. If that doesn't happen eventually, it could be turned off by TSID staff just to reserve water if it doesn't get shut off by the landowners. In this case, it appears that Carl Knowlton may have told that staff member not to turn off the water and thereby allowing him to continue receiving water that he wouldn't have otherwise received. It does appear that there is a fine that sometimes gets issued if people use irrigation water beyond the date. And that's a little bit separate from the him telling the staff member to leave the water on.
Right.
Director, please.
I understand that he told them. I'm just trying to understand, like, there's a value of receiving the water and then there's a penalty charge. Does the penalty charge equal the amount of the value of the water that he received, or is it based on something else? I'm just trying to understand what financial gain he may have received.
Director, please.
Yeah, I would clarify. I think the financial gain he received was actually the receipt of the water that he was not currently entitled to, which in my mind is in fact more of an avoidance of a financial detriment, because not getting the water, which is what was required at the time because he didn't have senior water rights, that's where he was avoiding the financial penalties that would, the detriment that would result from that.
Okay,
but I don't think that is tied to the actual penalty. The penalty is simply a penalty that the district imposes for not turning off your water or keeping your water on longer than it's supposed to.
Right, and I don't believe it's associated or tied to the actual amount of water used, but I don't have all of that information at this time.
Okay, understood.
Follow
Thank
up,
you.
Vice Chair? Any follow up? Thank you.
No, thank you.
Any other questions for our investigative staff? Okay, hearing and seeing none. Mr. Knowlton?
Chair Fiscom.
Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner Helt, please. You're on mute, Commissioner Helt. You're on mute.
Thank you. I'm wondering if other people in the district received water that were not on the board. Is that, or was this just a board privilege that he could get water.
Mr. Sullivan, please.
Yes, this is Josh Sullivan for the record. So it depends on what level of water rights they have. There's junior and senior, and then there's other levels of individuals that may have other water rights. So his ability to get water, have water, is based on his property ownership and the water rights associated with that. It's not due to his position on the board. And the complaint was just specifically about him as a board member using his position to be able to receive water that he wouldn't have otherwise received. I don't have information on all the other water users who may have fallen into whatever category and had to have shut off their water at certain dates, because sometimes it appears that it's a sliding scale kind of where 70% some water users have to shut off, 90% others have to shut off. So it could vary.
So technically there could have been other people in the same category of water rights that received water that paid a penalty that did not use board privilege.
That's possible. I don't have information on those people.
That's one of the things we would have to examine should it move to investigation.
That's what I was going to say. The issue you've raised, Commissioner Halt, is worth considering if we decide in a few moments after hearing our respondents to move on. That's the kind of issue that we can investigate if we move forward, if we don't have information today. Any other questions, colleagues, for our investigative staff? And for the moment, hearing and seeing none. Mr. Knowlton, this is your time. But by the way, thank you for feeling free to bring your wife. We acknowledge her presence today and we've approved it. So, excuse me, this is your time to make any comments you choose to make to us. As you do, identify yourself for the record. And then with all due respect to your comments, we're going to probably try to hold you to roughly a 3-minute time frame. So give us the priority responses you choose to give. Thank you for being here.
Okay. My name is Carl Knowlton. I'm the property owner in question about the complaint. I submitted a preliminary response to the initial charge. For the record, on July 14th, I purchased fertilizer for my field. I have 8 acres of field. On the 21st, Irrigation District provided a scheduled water delivery for all patrons. On the 27th, I left home to go to the coast as my wife and I are doing a remodel at our cabin down there at the coast. On the 28th, there was email came out from the Irrigation District that water was now reduced 80%. I was out of town at the time. I called Jim Williams, our hydro manager, said, Jim, I need to leave my water on because I just fertilized. I need to get it dispersed. So there was no further comment, and he didn't say anything about shutting my water off. Bottom line, there were 4 days that I watered of the 7 days that were in question. So I watered 4 days, my total acreage of 8 acres. And that was it. There was no mention of any penalty. On August 2, there was another email came out from the Irrigation District that water was reduced to 70%. I was home at that time, and on the 4th, I came home. On the 5th, that email came out that said we're reduced to 70% effective August 5th. And if any junior water was used, there was potential penalty charge for using that water. So I called our financial manager and told her I'm home. I'm going to water and pay the financial penalty. So that's from the 5th through the 10th. I watered and I had agreed to pay the financial penalty, although I've never seen any penalty charges for anybody over the time. In August 11th, I went back to watering as prescribed by the district because I have well water rights, which there's a well that supplements Irrigation District water, and that was part of a Cyrus Keaton permit number G708, which was filed August 1 of 1977, where I have supplemental water rights. So I continue to water the rest of the season with the normal prescribed So we're talking 4 days when I was out of town, somebody chose to file a complaint against me, an ethics complaint for financial gain. And if you read my response initially, I give all my hay away. I don't sell any of it. I've done it for 16 years now, and I've given my neighbor over 325 tons of hay. I grow it, fertilize it, weed it, water it, change sprinklers, and she pays to have it cut. I haven't had any financial gain. I have financial losses. I'm not a business. It's not a business. I have no write-off for any of that. So that's my initial response to it. There were 4 days in question, which I plead guilty to, but I was out of town. I was out of town. I wasn't going to come back because I had the project going down there. I wasn't going to come back. So then I got the next notice of 70% water with a penalty charge for that period between the 5th and the 11th. I said I would pay it. As I think your report, Josh, shows that you talked to Amelia Ellington, our financial manager. And so that's kind of it. I did write an additional response after I read the preliminary report yesterday, and I've given that to Josh this morning. Somehow I had inadvertently admitted or deleted the email that I didn't recognize when it was sent out a week or so ago. So yesterday I hastily put together further response to the charges against me. But I did not gain anything financially. Nothing.
Okay, Mr. Knowlton, I need to ask you to conclude in the next moment so we can ask you questions if we have any. Any further comments?
No, I really don't. The only thing I would say that in having read the report, the preliminary report, there's some misinformation there, particularly from our hydro manager, some things that aren't quite true, but that isn't the issue. The issue is really, did I have financial gain from using water 4 days when I was out of town? My system is an automatic sprinkler system on timers. I have no outside access through the internet or anything to control how much water I put on. So that's
Okay,
kind of it.
Thank you very much, colleagues. The time is now for us to ask any questions to Mr. Knowlton if we have questions to ask. I'm looking to see if there are hands raised for anybody who wants to ask a question. Now's the time. Commissioner Halt, please. You're also on mute, Commissioner.
Sorry, I'll get the hang of this. Thank you, Chair Fiscom. Is it normal for people to be able to ask for the water to keep going if they have fertilized? Is that something that is done? I don't fertilize hay, so I'm not familiar.
I can't speak to other farmers. All I know is I fertilized. Last year, I had the same problem come up at the same time, 2 weeks earlier, and I turned my water off. As opposed to Jim Williams saying he turned it off. I turned my water off last year and didn't hay anymore. Turn it off last year. So I can't speak to other farmers about that, but I complied with what was required last year for junior water to turn off. There was no well water available last year, so I consequently, from the middle of July on, did not water anymore. And this year I watered those 4 days.
Because you're out of town.
Yep, because I was out of town and I wasn't going to come back. I've never paid any penalties for anything because I've never done anything wrong with the district.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions for our respondent beyond Commissioner Halt? Hearing and seeing none for the moment, colleagues, the time is now for us to have conversation if we choose to have a conversation about how to proceed and then to act. I'm looking for any comments from anybody about reaction to what we've heard so far from our investigator as well as our respondent. Commissioner Payne, please.
I think that Commissioner Halt has raised a few interesting questions, and, I'm leaning towards, wanting this to move towards investigation just because I think there are some questions that I would like answered. And part of that is, whether other farmers, can routinely call and ask for the water to remain on. I think it's interesting that, you know, there's a penalty charge. To me, that seems like it assumes that people can use the water, but they just have to pay a penalty, and there has to be some way that they can then ask for the water to stay on. And it's not just those people on the board. But I just want more information about that, and I just think that we don't have that yet. So I'm leaning towards moving this towards investigation so that we can find that information out.
Thank you, Vice Chair. I concur with your notion about the need for more information. I would add only one perspective to that, which is it's possible that Mr. Knowlton has said some things to us or written some things to us which came, for whatever, no problem, came after the deadline for this review to be completed. Those issues that he has raised, we can consider if we move toward investigation as well. So there's several reasons in my judgment to move forward. I'm looking for other comments from colleagues. The moment then, colleagues, hearing and seeing no other comments, Commissioner Halt, please, first.
I am leaning more towards dismissing because I don't think there was a financial gain. If that is what our charge is, if he is donating the hay, I don't see a financial gain. And it seems like other farmers could get the same access to the water and pay a fine, which he had agreed to do.
Thank you. Further comments, colleagues? Okay, I think we're ready for the motion to be made. Vice Chair, if you're ready to make a motion, please. If not, I'll find another colleague to do so.
I am, Chair. Thank you. I move the commission find there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Carl Knowlton may have violated ORS 244040 subsection 1 and ORS 244120 subsection 2, and that the commission should investigate accordingly.
Thank you. Colleague, you've heard the motion. Any comments on the motion before we take a vote? The moment, hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll on item number 5 on our executive session agenda. Please proceed.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Nay.
Sorry, was that an aye or a nay?
Mr. Helt, is that A or nay?
Nay. Nay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Nay.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 6-2.
Thank you, colleagues. For the Knowltons, I have 2 comments. First of all, just generally thank you for appearing before us today and for your comments. We appreciate it, especially that you traveled to, quote, us, unquote, in Salem. Secondly, even though we have voted to move ahead, please know this. We have not found there to have been a ethics violation. We have only identified the need for more information, and that's an important distinction for me to make to you and to anybody else. Sometimes there's confusion on that score. We are moving forward not because we have found there to be a violation. We have expressed a need for more information. To that end, we'll look forward to working with you to achieve that more information that we think is necessary. So again, thank you for being here today.
Question?
Please.
If I'm found whatever negligent in this thing, what's the potential penalty I face? I'm going to be 80 years old in a couple months, and if it's a cheap penalty, I don't want to have to go through this. Because I laid out, there were 4 days that I watered, that I supposedly gained financial, which is not true. And now I've got to go through an investigation, sleepless nights and stuff, worried about what's going to happen over the next 6 months.
Director, please respond. I have a response too, but I'll yield to you. Please proceed.
Please note, the investigation as you know, the commissioners raised some questions, and the idea of this investigation may be to, in the end, find that there was no violation at all and to dismiss, or it may find that other people didn't have the same opportunities and that may have violated the ethics laws. If the commission, like I said, during the investigation may find enough to dismiss, if not, then the potential penalties, while the statute provides for penalties up to $5,000 per violation, the commission operates on a penalty matrix, which creates sort of a sliding scale. Based on the information right now, I would say that it would be on the low end, a letter of education and not a financial penalty. If it was a financial penalty, it would be most likely a very small percentage of what the maximum would be. So I don't want you to sort of stress about this being a major
Well, I do.
civil penalty. It's
I do.
not going to be that. It would be most likely a letter of education or maybe a few $100s, if that. It could also easily be a dismissal. It's just we need to get a little more information in order to make that determination.
Mr.
Okay,
Knowlton,
so-
I would add just a quick perspective, which is to repeat what our director has said. And again, we can't predict the exact outcome because that's an outcome yet to be decided. But the likely result of something would be A, more information, and B, a letter of education. Can't commit to that at the moment, but that sounds to me, based on my experience, as likely result. And secondly, while the statute allows us to take 6 months for an investigation, this one most assuredly won't take that long. So we're not going to keep you up at night for 6 months. We're going to proceed as quickly as we can to resolve this issue. Thank you for your participation today. We appreciate your attendance.
Question?
Quick
Did
last
everybody
question.
read my response? to
Well,
the original complaint?
not yet. And I would add that
Well, then that isn't even fair to me.
well, it's fair. It's fair because we have a deadline to complete a preliminary review. We have done that. And if we get information after that, while we can read it, we're not allowed to use that as making our judgment because of the statutory clocks under which we operate. So since we're moving ahead, we'll review what the information you've given us, and we thank you for doing so. It'll be helpful to us to resolve this issue.
I
as quickly
gave
as
you that
possible.
information in the middle of August.
So to clarify, your original response was provided to the commission and is an exhibit to the report. If there's confusion of the additional supplemental information you gave Josh earlier this week or last week, they may not have read that yet.
Correct.
The original
understand
what was provided to the commission, yes.
Okay, colleagues, let's bring this to a conclusion. For the Knowltons, again, please understand our appreciation for both your commentary as well as your travel to Salem to meet with us. And we'll try to resolve this issue as quickly as we can for all concerned. So thank you very much for being here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, colleagues, we'll pause for a moment to allow the room to be cleared and to acquire the next person to testify before us on executive session matters. Item number 6, Marcy Baker. We'll wait for the room to be cleared and for her to be entered. She wants to appear by teams when the moment arrives.
I'm going to mute the room while we let them in.
Thank you.
Okay, the respondent is in the room, Chair Fiscum.
Thank you. Ms. Baker, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Marcy.
can.
Thank you. For the record, I'm Dave Fiscum, the current chair of the commission. The time is now to hear the item involving you from the city of Lincoln City. Excuse me, you are probably aware more or less of our process. The first step in this will be to hear a report from our investigator, Investigator Pacheco, and eventually you will have a chance to make any comments to us you choose to make. That said, investigator, please proceed.
Thank you, Chair Fiscum and Commissioners. This is Investigator Daniel Pacheco for the record. Agenda item 6 in your meeting books is a preliminary review report for Marcy Baker, council member for the city of Lincoln City. In her self-reported complaint, Ms. Baker explained that she failed to declare a conflict of interest at an August 11th, 2025 regular meeting when the council discussed an interim manager position which she had applied for. Based on the information gathered, it appears that Ms. Baker properly and publicly declared her conflict of interest as required per ORS 244.120 sub 2. Commission staff separately considered whether Ms. Baker used her official position for a financial gain or used confidential information when applying for the interim manager position. However, as indicated in the report, it does not appear that was the case. The recommendation in your meeting books is to dismiss. Thank you.
Thank you, investigator. Any questions for our investigator from colleagues, my colleagues? Hearing and seeing none. Ms. Baker, this is your chance to make any comment you choose to make to us. Identify yourself for the record and please proceed.
Okay. Well, I'm Marcy Baker, counselor in Lincoln City. And I guess all I want to make sure I say today is that I knew that by choosing to apply for this job, it would be navigating new territory for me. And I definitely underestimated how much I would learn through the process. And I just really want to thank the Oregon Government Ethics Commission staff for providing so much clarity and support to me and for answering all of my questions. So
thank you. And thank you for self-reporting this issue. That's a point in your favor. It strikes me just as a general comment. So, and thank you for your attendance today. Colleagues, this is your time to ask questions of Ms. Baker if you have any questions to ask. Hearing and seeing none for the moment, the time is now for us to talk about how to proceed as well as to hear a motion. Seeing no hands, Vice Chair, please.
Thank you, Chair. For agenda item 6 on the executive agenda, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Marcy Baker.
Any questions about the motion, colleagues? As you've heard it. Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll on item number 6, executive session agenda.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Helt.
Aye.
Commissioner McCulley.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke is abstaining. Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0 with 1 abstention.
You colleagues, Ms. Baker, thank you for appearing before us today. I see your face on my screen, so we're happy to have you here today. As you now know, this matter has been dismissed. We hope you have a good weekend. Thank you.
thank you so much.
Sure. Okay, colleagues, we'll now move as soon as the technology gurus tell me it's time to hear item number 7.
All right, I'll mute the room while we let them in.
Thank you.
Chair Fiscum, just to let you know, we do have the attorney, Mr. Connor King, with us online. We had the respondent in the waiting room earlier, but they are no longer there. So we're giving them a call to
That's
let
fine.
them know that we are up.
We'll continue pausing just for a moment before we decide how to proceed. Thank you.
First.
That's where we tell Sean.
Okay.
We made some decisions while you were gone.
They're there. Give us one moment, please.
Sure.
Okay, Chair Fiscum, we do have both the respondent and their attorney in the room online.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to mispronounce the first name, so I'll apologize and then ask you for the right pronunciation. Andreas Bleck or Blech. Can you hear me? Mr. Bleck or Blech, can you hear me? Mr. King, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yep.
Thank you. Can you pronounce the name of your client just for all of our benefits?
Andreas Blech.
Bleck?
It's like I think it's Blech is probably okay. It's like a more airy sounding Blech.
Thank you very much. I can't do justice to that name, but thank you for your help. Is your client, is Mr. Bleck online?
Yeah, he looks online. I can try to give him a call real quick. It looks like he's muted.
Okay.
Just real quick. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Just we'll wait another moment.
Not *6 because he's on Teams. He's not called in.
Mr. Bleck, you may be muted. Press *6.
No, *6 won't work in this situation, Chair, because he's online on Teams, so he has to unmute on Teams.
Thank you.
So there is the mic button at the top. If you click on that or the down arrows next to it, it gives you audio options.
Thank you. Mr. King is trying as well.
So my client is saying that it's not allowing him to. It says only select participants can unmute.
He has been given permission.
Try disabling it.
Yeah,
well, enabling it. I just tried re-enabling it, so maybe try unmuting now.
He does have his hand up.
Well, his hand is up and it shows mute, Mr. King.
He's having the same problem. He's gonna log out and log back in again and see if that fixes it. It's still not allowing him to so
With your indulgence, do you mind if we proceed, or would you rather wait for your client?
I'm okay with proceeding. I assume the commission might have some questions for him, so I want to make sure that he's able to be here and answer those if he needs to be. But I think we can proceed. Usually, the investigator's report is first.
It is.
Believe. So.
Okay, colleagues.
Can we wait just one moment? He is here, but if we're all talking, he can't hear the instructions that are given to him. So just one moment, please.
Thank you.
Okay, we are good. He should be able to unmute now.
Mr. Bleck, can you hear me? Mr. King is still trying. We'll see another.
He can hear, but he cannot unmute. I haven't seen this issue before, but what? Yeah, it says it's okay. Andreas, go ahead and try your phone. Try calling in. Okay.
So Stephanie or Lex, are we making progress or not?
I believe Mr. Black is gonna try to call in.
Yes.
So, if you want to proceed, you are welcome to. We
Thank you.
will just, we'll pause when we are ready to unmute him, is what we'll do.
Okay. Let's proceed, colleagues, to item 7. Mr. King, the attorney for the respondent, is online and can hear me. I'm thinking because he'll nod his head yes as I speak, and he's nodding his head yes. First step in our process, as usual, is to hear a report from our investigator. That is Casey Fenstermaker. Please proceed.
Good morning, Chair Fiscum, members of the commission. I'm Casey Fenstermaker. Next matter is agenda item number 7 regarding Josephine County Commissioner Andreas Black. The complaint alleged that Andreas Black failed to accurately declare the nature of his conflict of interest during a discussion and vote on a line of credit for the Grants Pass Airport that would fund a runway extension project. This occurred during a county commission meeting. The complaint also alleged that Mr. Black failed to disclose the ownership of airport hangars at the Grants Pass Airport on his 2025 Statement of Economic Interest. During the preliminary review, it was determined that Andreas Black owns 5 hangars at the Grants Pass Airport. A review of the meeting video indicates that he stated at the beginning of the meeting that he was a tenant and user of the Grants Pass Airport, but then specifically stated he had no conflict of interest. Based on the statements made during the meeting in question, it would appear that extending the runway could result in various financial benefits to both tenants and users of the airport. The conflict of interest arises when a public official could or would financially benefit from an action, decision, or vote on a matter. Elected public officials or those appointed to boards and commissions are required to disclose a potential conflict of interest prior to any discussion on that matter out of which the conflict arises. Therefore, it appears he failed to properly identify his conflict of interest. It also appears that while promoting the airport project, Andreas Black may have violated the prohibited use of office statutory provisions, which prohibit a public official from using or attempting to use their office to obtain a financial gain or avoid a financial detriment for themselves. It appears he did so by advocating for the project in question. Additionally, commission staff reviewed his one statement of economic interest to determine whether he disclosed the airport hangars, because one of the disclosures that is required on the statement of economic interest is a list of real property and the geographic boundaries of the government agency of which the public official exercises jurisdiction or control. That includes real property in which the public official has or had any personal beneficial ownership interest during the preceding calendar year, or any other rights of any kind in real property located in those geographic boundaries. Andreas Black argues that the airport hangars are personal property, not real property, and therefore did not need to be disclosed. Evidence reviewed during this preliminary review indicates that airport hangars appear to be real property for purposes of disclosure on the statement of economic interest. The records reviewed in this preliminary review, including tax records and deeds, indicate that the hangars constitute real property. In this case, if this case is moved to investigation, there are several things commission staff will review, including the language of the lease agreements between Andreas Black and the airport for each of the hangars. We would also take a look at previous meeting videos that occurred because Andreas Black admitted during the meeting in question that this matter had been discussed multiple times over the past few months and at multiple meetings and in multiple venues. So we would take a look to see if there were other prohibited uses of office, potentially, or conflicts of interest. And finally, commission staff would also take into consideration whether or not there was a class exception that would apply. But a lot of information would need to be collected in order to do so. Therefore, based on the information reviewed during this preliminary review, commission staff believes there's a substantial objective basis to believe that Andreas Black may have failed to properly disclose his conflict of interest, may have used his office to obtain a financial gain or benefit for himself, and may have failed to disclose all real property within the geographic boundaries of the office he holds as is required on his statement of economic interest. As a result, the report in your meeting books recommends moving this case to investigation.
Thank you, investigator. The time is now for my colleagues to ask questions of our investigator. Should there be any questions, I'm looking for hands to be raised for questions. For the moment, hearing and seeing none, the time is now for, pardon me, Commissioner Helt, please. You're on mute.
Thank you. Are these real property? So they're a lease because the land is owned by the county, so the building is owned by Mr. Black? Is that correct?
You are correct. Yes.
So are these building structures taxable?
So according to county tax records, taxes have been paid on the building itself, not on the property because obviously it's owned by the county, but on the building itself.
But the building is a taxable entity.
Yes, it appears so, according to county records.
Okay, that was my clarification. I was trying to differentiate between lease and ownership. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, colleagues? The time is now for us to hear comments from our respondent and or his counsel. We have Mr. Bleck, if I'm saying that right. I saw your photo a minute ago, and I think you're online. If I'm not wrong, Mr. Bleck. If I'm saying your name right, if I'm not, I apologize. And your counsel, Connor King, is here. So we'll turn now to you for your comments in any order you choose. And as you make comments to us, please identify yourself for the record. And with all due respect to your comments, please hit the highlights. We'll try to hold you to about a 3-minute time limit if we can do so. Please proceed in any order you choose.
I will go ahead and make the argument. 3-minute timeline is going to be hard, but I will try to hit all of the high points. For the statement of economic interest, it's very specific. It talks about beneficial ownership interest. There is no ownership interest here in real property. The property is owned by the county and regulated by the federal government. No private citizen can own real property at an airport like this anywhere in the country. It's not an ownership like that. These are buildings are, modular, sheds or structures. They're not permanent. They can be moved anytime. They could be moved tomorrow to a different airport or not onto an airport. They're simply sheds basically to store airplanes that are owned. There is a tax assessment against them, but there are a lot of differentiations in the tax code regarding, improvements. And improvements can be taxed separately. I reviewed all the tax records and deeds. The tax records all say improvement only. The deeds also refer to these as personal property, not real property. It's very specific in the deed that it's referred to as personal property. Let's see. I also think an overbroad interpretation would really burden the Oregon Government Ethics Commission, because we're talking about if these can be considered real property, then anything that is dependent or tied to property like this, parking spaces or leased vehicles, storage units, temporary structures, billboards, who knows? I mean, food carts, this is the kind of stuff that we're talking about incorporating. With respect to the prohibited use of office, let's see. The first and most obvious counter to this is that there's no evidence of financial gain to Mr. Blech. There's no. I'm not sure how the value of such hangars would be dependent on improvements made to the airport. They're movable entities. I'm not sure how they would increase in value. Any shed could be put on the airport. Their value derives from their movability, not the quality of the airport. It's also, there's a but-for element in that statute. The gain would not be available without the position. And as far as I'm aware, this has been in the works for 10 years. I think this is just when it happened to line up. The stars aligned for the funds to be available for this airport. And let's see here. Also, if there are benefits, the benefits talked about in the meeting were public safety, economic growth, stuff like that, stuff available to everybody. We're talking about public welfare here. Additionally, I wanted to get to the conflict of interest part, which is that it allows participation, or let's see here. Mr. Bleck's declaration was sufficient and accurate for a potential conflict. It requires only announcing the nature of a potential public conflict publicly before the action. He did so. He identified himself as a tenant and user of the airport. This directly addressed his relevant ties, and his statement was that he believed it will not cause any conflict of interest, which reflects his own good faith assessment. It's not a failure to declare a conflict of interest. And a potential conflict is the only kind of conflict alleged in the report. Even if there was an actual conflict, there's an exception when the vote is required. And since it was a split vote between the other two commissioners, his vote would have been required anyway. And then I'm almost done here. It would be something that benefited all tenants and users of the airport, hangar owners, broader aviation community. He uses these for personal use only. There's no commercial use, and that's not alleged in the complaint either. And then finally, Oregon ethics interpretations often distinguish incidental benefits from conflicts, especially in public infrastructure decisions. Requiring abstention here could hinder governance in rural areas. So just in terms of public policy, it's a matter of him being able to effectively serve his community rather than a conflict here. I mean, these are not the kind of conflicts that the Government Ethics Commission was designed to, this is not what, I guess, we're not talking about serious financial overlap here. I mean, so it's basically as a matter of public policy, I think this is just him engaging in good governance. So that's hitting all the main points. I've got a lot more, but if you guys have any questions, please let me know.
Will do. Mr. Black, do you intend to make any comments to us? And if you do, now's the time to identify yourself for the record and proceed.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Can you hear me? I'm not sure.
Yes, we can. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you. This is Andreas Black, and I would just defer to Mr. King, my counsel, to answer any questions. And if he cannot answer them, then I would be more than happy to supplement his answers.
Thank you, and thank you for your patience with technology today. I can see your face on the screen, and I can hear your voice. So thank you for being here and for your patience with this process. Colleagues, the time is now for any questions that you might have to be asked of our respondents. Looking for hands at the moment to see if there are any questions. And the hand I see first is Commissioner Helt. Please proceed.
Thank you. I have a couple of questions. Can your planes take off on the runway as the length is now?
Yes.
Okay. And then I also want to know how many other people own hangars in the airport?
I would venture a guess probably around 100.
And how many people fly in and out of this airport?
Not certain, but I would imagine it's in the thousands a year, multiple thousands.
Any follow-up, Commissioner Helt?
No, thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Chair.
you. Colleagues, any other comments or questions? Questions for our respondents? Commissioner Thompson, please.
Mr. Chair, I think Mr. King raises some interesting questions, questions that I don't know that we can answer now. And I also appreciate Investigator Fenstermaker's discussion on the class exemption, especially in light of what we just heard from Commissioner Helt. So I think there's a lot of questions we have to answer here. So I would be in support of moving this to investigation so we can take into account what we heard from Mr. King and the questions that are still existing in the investigator's report. So I would be in support of moving this forward to answer those questions because I think they're important ones.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Helt, is your hand up again? Okay, your hand is up again, so I'll assume you don't. There, thank you very much. You're learning our technology. I appreciate it. Okay, colleagues, any other questions for our respondents or comments about how we ought to proceed? You've heard one comment from Mr. Thompson. For what it's worth, I tend to agree with his notion that we need more information, with the proviso, as always, that if we are to move, which is a decision we have not yet made, we are not finding there to have been a violation. We are exercising our need for more information, and I do appreciate our investigator's summary of some additional points of information that she would look at, as well as Mr. King's comments are helpful in that regard. Commissioner Halt, another comment?
I would say that I would be leaning towards dismissal on this because he is of a larger class and his planes are able to take off on the runway as is. And I don't see there is a benefit to him that there isn't to thousands of other people. Thank you.
Thank you. I would only add as a general comment, looking to our executive and our council, that to the extent that there is a class issue here, we have not decided that that issue exists, though it may exist prospectively, and that would require more information on our part to verify the existence of a class and its size, et cetera. The director, please.
Yes, so the class exception requires two things to be determined. One, what is the class itself? Is it just all users of the airport, or is it the class of people who own hangars at the airport? That would be the initial determination, but then we would have to examine, would whatever action or decision is being taken, would that action or decision affect all members of the class to the same degree? So that's a difficult question to determine in a preliminary review. That's why most class exception issues have to go to investigation, because making the determination of whether everyone's affected to the same degree requires a lot more information than we have now.
Director, thank you for that explanation. I appreciate it. If we were to proceed subject to a vote not yet taken, would the class issue be part of our review?
Yes, that would be the plan. So we just didn't have time during the preliminary review phase to get into all the elements that we would need to determine what the class is, who the class is, and whether or not he would qualify as a class member.
Thank you, investigator. Appreciate the comment. Commissioner Halt, your hand is still up. Do you have another comment? That's so you're on mute still. Now that your hand is down, thank you. Commissioner Jancy, please.
I just wanted to clarify. Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to clarify that. Am I correct that the existence or non-existence of a class would not have an impact on the issue of the statement of economic interest allegations?
That is correct.
Director?
Would only apply to conflict of interest.
Thank you.
Right, so that would also leave the prohibited use of office issue as well, Commissioner Jancy.
Thanks.
Mr. Jancy, is that adequate for you?
Thank
you very much.
It is. Thanks, Chair.
Appreciate it. Okay, colleagues, the time is now for us to decide how to proceed on the issues before us. I'm looking for comments from anybody who chooses to make a comment about how we should proceed beyond what Mr. Thompson has said and what I have said. Hearing and seeing no hands, Vice Chair, are you prepared to make a motion?
I am, Chair. Thank you. I move the commission find there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Andreas Bleck may have violated ORS 244040 subsection 1, ORS 244060 subsection 4A, and ORS 244120 subsection 2, and that the commission should investigate accordingly.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Any comments on the motion before us? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll. Please proceed.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Halt.
Nay.
Commissioner McCauley.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-1.
Thank you, colleagues. Mr. Black, thank you for being here today. We appreciate your patience with our approach today. Mr. King, thank you for being here. I will say something Mr. King at least knows, which is that we have not decided that there was an ethics violation or anything else. We have simply decided the need for more information, an important distinction as we look at these issues. So thank you for your patience with our process and for your comments today. We appreciate it. Mr. King has a comment and then we'll proceed. Please proceed. Please ask your question and make your comment.
Really quick, for the final hearing on the matter, will there be a similar time limit?
It's possible based on the agenda that is not yet developed. Our executive may make a comment on that score. Please, executive.
So, Mr. King, typically with investigative reports, we do try to work more time for response or statements, but obviously it's always going to be at the discretion of the commission based on what that meeting agenda is.
Thank you.
So we will try.
Mr. King, I just want to say thank you for your question. I appreciate the tension of your attempt to live within 3 minutes. You went longer, which is just fine. We try to be flexible in that regard. At the same time, I think the time limit issue is on the basis of our full agenda. We don't mean it to be, even if it comes across that way, as an attempt to stymie you from your remarks. But thank you for your appearance today and for your comments. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll allow our staff now to make the entrance-exit issues before we proceed. While they're doing that, I have one question for colleagues, which is, do you want at this point at 10:25 a bio break, or do you want to forge ahead? I'm open to anything. Hearing and seeing no quick answers to that question, we will forge ahead when our staff says we're ready for items 9
I do, Chair, I'm sorry to interrupt. I do just want to state for the record that Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez has had to leave the meeting. There's an alarm going off in their building and they have to vacate. They'll rejoin the meeting as soon as they can.
Okay. Thank you for that. When we're ready, we'll move to the Columbia Development Authority, items 9 through 18. We have 2 individuals who are going to be on Teams, and we'll wait for our staff to do the proper entrance-exit issues.
And Chair, I do want to give you a heads up that agenda item 11, Respondent Schaefer will be joining, and agenda item 12, Mr. Taylor will be joining. Number 13, Mr. Toby will not be. So there was a little switch.
Okay, thank you. No problem. We'll wait till you're ready. Director, please.
I would remind the commission that agenda item number 8 did get removed from the agenda.
I apologize for not mentioning that. Item number 8 has been removed for consideration at a later meeting. This is why I have said we're moving to items 9 through 18. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Director.
Chair, we are going to mute the room while we admit everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Chair, we are good. We do have the 2 respondents for 11 and 12 in the room with us.
Thank you. Just a quick comment, just a quick question, Director. The word consolidated on my script, does that mean waived confidentiality?
So when we adopted the public meetings law rules, we adopted a rule that said that public meeting law cases could be consolidated, and
Thank you.
in lieu of having to get individual waivers, but that they would all be informed of the right to have their case heard separately if they want.
Thank you. Appreciate that comment. We're now going to proceed, colleagues, to consider items 9 through 18 collectively. Our process is going to be to hear a report from our investigator. First, I want to make sure that John Schaefer and Joe Taylor can hear me. They're on Teams. Mr. Schaefer, can you acknowledge you can hear? Mr. Taylor, can you hear me?
So Mr. Taylor is calling in. So if you hit *6, Mr. Taylor, you should be able to unmute. He says, I can hear you.
Okay, and Mr. Schaefer?
Mr. Schaefer does.
Okay. Yes, this is Joe Taylor. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Schaefer, can you hear me?
Mr. Schaefer sent us a message that he can hear us. Yes.
He cannot or can?
He can.
Thank you. Okay, colleagues, so we're going to proceed with the awareness that Mr. Schaefer and Mr. Taylor will be here to both listen to this process. Casey Fenstermaker, please proceed. This will be one report applying to all items rather than given every time individually. So in that sense, investigator, please proceed.
I'm sorry if I'm interrupting, but I can no longer hear any audio.
Who was that who said that? Is that what you, Mr. Taylor?
Yes, that was Mr. Taylor that said that. We can't do anything to help him, unfortunately.
Okay.
If he's calling in, that's on.
I can hear you now.
Okay, I was gonna say, if he's calling in, that's on his end, so not ours.
Mr. Taylor, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you. We're going to proceed now to the matters involving you and your colleagues from the Columbia Development Authority. Our first step is to hear a report from our investigator, Casey Fenstermaker. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair Fiscum, Commissioners. Agenda items 9 through 18 are preliminary review reports for board members and alternate board members of the Columbia Development Authority. The complaint alleged violations of public meetings law, specifically that the CDA board members held an executive session under ORS 192.660 sub 2 sub F to discuss an employee handbook and executive director job description. The complaint argues those documents are not privileged records exempt by law and that therefore the executive session was held illegally. The information reviewed in this preliminary review indicates that the executive session was held under ORS 192.660 sub 2 sub F to discuss an employee handbook and executive director job description, but indicates that the board members held the meeting with their attorney and an attorney that specialized in employment law to discuss the materials and review a version of the handbook that include edits and comments from legal counsel. Our commission, has previously interpreted this provision to mean that a governing body has the authority to meet in executive session to obtain confidential professional legal services from its legal counsel, and that not all records reviewed in an executive session held under sub 2 sub F have to be exempt by law. This provision allows for conversation with legal counsel, and in this case, it appears they both had documents that were subject to attorney-client privilege and that they were receiving legal advice from their counsel. As a result, there does not appear to be a substantial objective basis to believe that a violation of the law may have occurred, and the recommendation is to dismiss these cases.
Thank you, investigator. Any questions for our investigator based on her report, colleagues? The moment, hearing and seeing none. Mr. Schaefer, if you can hear me. Mr. Taylor, if you can hear me, now is your time to make any comments you choose to make to us. You can choose the order in which you make your comments. Please proceed. Identify yourself for the record. Please proceed. Mr. Schaefer? Mr. Taylor?
This is Mr. Taylor. I have no comments.
Thank you. Mr. Schaefer, can you hear me?
Mr. Schaefer says he still is unable to unmute himself. He has all the permissions on our end to unmute himself. And he has left and rejoined the meeting. So he can put his comments in the chat if you would like, and I would be happy to read those on his behalf.
Thank you.
And I apologize, Mr. Schaefer, for the technological problems.
Commissioner Held, please.
Thank you, Chair. Could he join by phone?
I think
Yeah,
he's trying, but not
also,
sure.
That is also an option, yes. He is going to try to call. Just one moment. We're going to give him the number.
We'll just pause for a minute or two before we proceed.
Chair, while we are pausing, oh, never mind. It's been resolved.
Thank you. Let me know when you're ready to proceed.
We are just waiting on him to call in, but Chair, I do want to let you know that Commissioner Gutierrez Resendez is back. Resendez Gutierrez is back online.
Thank you. Welcome back,
Yes.
Commissioner.
Thank you. My building did not burn down.
Thank you.
It was a false alarm.
If it did, I presumed you would tell us. Thank you. Let's proceed, colleagues. You've heard the recommendation from our investigator. Any comments on that about how we ought to proceed as we wait for folks to join us?
Hello, can you guys hear me now at all?
Yes.
Great. Thank you, Chair Fiscum and the rest of the commission. For the record, my name is John Schaefer. I am a Umatilla County Commissioner, and I'm also the Vice Chair of the Columbia Development Authority. On June 24th of 2025, we did enter into an executive session under the advice of our legal counsel, Elizabeth Howard, under ORS 192.660, sub 2, sub F. Ms. Howard was online throughout our entire executive session. We did review redline versions of the employee handbook and redline versions of the executive director job descriptions, and I'll stand by for any questions, and I apologize for the technical difficulties.
Mr. Schaefer, thank you for being here and for your patience with all of this technology. Mr. Taylor, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Do you have any comments for us?
No, I should say that what Commissioner Schaefer stated sounds accurate to me.
Thank you very much. Colleagues, the time is now for us to move toward a decision. I'm open to any comments anybody chooses to make. And for the moment, hearing and seeing none, Vice Chair, item number 9, please.
Thank you, Chair. For executive session agenda item number 9, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Jeff Winholz.
Any questions, colleagues? Hearing and seeing none, Administrator will call the roll. Item 9.
Commissioner Halt.
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you. Vice Chair, item number 10 on our executive session agenda, please.
For executive session agenda item 10, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Kim Kuzi.
Administrator, please call the roll. Item 10.
Commissioner McCauley.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Halt.
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item number 11, involving Mr. John Schaefer. Please proceed.
For executive session agenda item number 11, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against John Schaefer.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 10, please.
Commissioner Burke.
Pardon me. Item 11. Pardon me. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Halt.
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley.
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item number 12, please.
For executive session agenda item number 12, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Joe Taylor.
Administrator will call the roll, please. Item 12.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Halt.
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item 13, please.
For executive session agenda item number 13, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against John Tovey.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 13.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Halt.
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item 14.
For executive session agenda item 14, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Robert Blanc.
Administrator will call the roll, please. Item 14.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Halt.
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item 15.
For executive session agenda item number 15, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Dan Duran.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 15, please.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Halt.
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item 16.
For executive session agenda item 16, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Joel Peterson.
Administrator, please call the roll. Item 16.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Halt.
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez. Chair Fiskum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item 17.
For executive session, agenda item 17, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Gary Burke.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 17, please.
Commissioner Halt.
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye, no relation to me, by the way.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Chair Fiskum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, number 18.
For executive session, agenda item 18, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against David Sykes.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 18, please.
Commissioner McCauley.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Halt.
Aye.
Chair Fiskum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you, colleagues. That completes the list of items from the Columbia Development Authority. Mr. Schaefer, Mr. Taylor, thank you for being with us today. We apologize for our technology. If it was our problem or yours, doesn't matter. Thank you for being with us. The action was to dismiss all matters involving you and your colleagues. Thank you for your attendance today. Have a good weekend.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll now move to the next item as soon as our staff completes the entrance exit process. We'll pause till they're ready. Thank you.
Chair, we do have two respondents joining us. Agenda number 21, item 21, and agenda item number 23. Both are in the room.
Thank you very
Online.
much. Deanna Siebold and Jean McCloskey, can you hear me? Donna Siebold and Jean McCloskey, can you hear me?
So,
Go ahead. Who was that who responded briefly?
Deanna Siebold, I can hear you.
Thank you very much. Jean
Jean
McCloskey.
Yes,
Jean
I can
McClo-
hear you.
Thank you very much. That was me who said that. I'm Dave Fiskum, Chair of the Commission. This is the time set aside to hear matters involving you and colleagues from the Madras Aquatic Center and Recreation District. Our approach here today will be the normal one, which is to hear a report from our investigator first. Then you'll have a chance to make any comments to us. We may have questions along the way. That said, Investigator Fenstermaker, please proceed. We'll consider items 19 through 23 with one report for all and then individual action when the time comes. Please proceed, Investigator.
Chair Fiskum, Commissioners, agenda items numbered 19 to 23 are preliminary review reports regarding board members for the Madras Aquatic Center and Recreation District. The complaint alleged violations of public meetings law, but most of the allegations fell outside of the grievance period and do not fall within the commission's jurisdiction. The only allegation that does fall within the commission's jurisdiction is the allegation that the Madras Aquatic Center failed to take accurate meeting minutes. However, during preliminary review, commission staff reviewed the meeting video of the same meeting in question and determined it appeared to be a complete record of that meeting. Governing bodies are only required to keep meeting minutes or a recording of the public meeting, not both. As a result, there does not appear to be a substantial objective basis to believe that a violation of the law may have occurred, and the recommendation is to dismiss these cases.
Investigator, any questions for our investigator based on what you've heard, colleagues? Hearing it, Mr. Held, please.
Thank you, Chair Fiscom. I have a question regarding meeting minutes and who's responsible for posting them. And it's related to this. I know that our recommendation is to dismiss this, but I want to understand, as board members, I've been on a lot of boards and I've never posted the meeting minutes, but we have these cases where we bring forward and we investigate board members for not posting the minutes. None of us will post these minutes, but we are apparently held ethically to make sure they're posted. So I just want to understand how that works, because it's very confusing to me, and I'm not sure that in the short session we don't need to have some amendment to that new bill regarding this. Thank you.
Investigator, please.
So I'll address it. I want to clarify, there is no requirement in the public meetings law to post your meeting minutes. There is a requirement to keep either minutes or a recording. Now, for certain state boards and commissions and for certain school district and universities, there is a requirement to post video of certain meetings, but in general, you are not required to post them, just to have them available should someone request them. The focus of your question, though, is why are we holding the board members? You have no idea how our minutes or audio gets posted. And I absolutely understand and appreciate that, but the law as currently written holds the individual governing body members responsible for every part of the public meetings. So under the law as currently written, that is, we must hold the governing body members responsible if minutes or a recording are not kept. I'll discuss when we get to my report in public session, the current negotiations for the legislative work group.
Follow up, Commissioner.
Thank you. I'm sorry if this is the wrong space to ask that question, but it's just something that's I'm grappling with as we look at this case. So thank you.
Hold your thought till the executive director's report later on, if you're willing to hold your thought. Any other questions, colleagues? Okay, I'm looking for Deanna Seabold and Jean McCloskey. If you choose to make any comments to us, now is the time. If you make comments, identify yourself for the record. And I would encourage you in a friendly way to be as brief as possible. Thank you. Ms. Seabold or Ms. McCloskey?
This is Jean McCloskey, and I have no comments at this time.
Thank you for being with us today. We appreciate it. Ms. Seabold, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I have no comments either. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your attendance with us today. We'll now proceed to the time for a decision on this matter. Looking for any comments from colleagues before we seek a motion. Hearing and seeing none, I'm looking for a motion on item 19, Vice Chair.
For executive session agenda item number 19, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Irvi Dominguez
Thank you. Administrator will call the roll. Item 19, please.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you. Vice Chair, item 20.
For executive session, agenda item 20, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Frank Maynard.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 20, please.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you. Item 21, Vice Chair.
For executive session, agenda item 21, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Deanna Seibold.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 21, please.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item 22.
For executive session, agenda item 22, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Janelle Lewis.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 22, please.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item 23, please.
For executive session, agenda item 23, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Gene McCloskey.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 23, please.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson, Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you, colleagues. Ms. Seabold, Ms. McCloskey, the item involving you and the Madras Aquatic and Center and Recreation District has now been dismissed. Thank you for appearing before us today. We appreciate your participation.
Thank you very much.
Okay, colleagues, I'm going to declare as the vice chair a 5-minute bio break. We'll reconvene at 11 or 11:01 today, which will allow our staff the time, if they choose to sit at the table, to get ready for the next item on our agenda. So let's take a 5-minute bio break. We're now stand in recess for the executive session.
Chair Fiscum.
I am
do-
here.
We do have the attorney for cases 24 through 30 online,
Okay.
and you should be able to see them, and they are off mute. Look at that.
Very good. Thank you very much. Thank you, colleagues, for taking a moment for a bio break, as one of my predecessors called those times several years ago as she chaired the commission. The time is now, first of all, we're now going to reconvene the executive session for November 14, 2025. We're doing so under the same statutory authority I read it a couple hours ago. So that holds for our time in executive session. The time is now to consider items involving the city of Madras. None of the persons from the city of Madras have indicated they intend to appear today, but the city attorney has asked for the ability to make a few comments to us. It should be emphasized, and he will do so probably in his remarks in a few moments, that he does not represent any of these persons from the city of Madras. So as an exception to our normal process, with the director's suggestion, we're going to allow him to speak to us. I'm not sure I can pronounce his name. I believe it is something like Gary Colani, if I'm saying that right. Mr. Colani, can you hear me?
Good morning, Commissioners. Gary Coliani.
Gary Coliani. So thank you for your patience, Mr.
No, thank
Coliani,
you all.
with my inability to pronounce your name. Thank you for joining us today. I think we'll follow our normal process to most of the way, which is to first hear a report from our investigator, Mr. Sullivan. We may have questions for him, then we'll turn to you to speak from context from the city of Madras, and then we'll proceed to questions and a final action. So I'll turn to Mr. Sullivan, our investigator. Josh Sullivan, please proceed.
Yes, thank you, Chair Fiscum and Commission. This is Investigator Josh Sullivan for the record. I'm presenting executive session agenda items 24 through 30. This is a public meetings law complaint against the city councilors for the city of Madras. The complaint in this case alleges that the Madras city councilors may have violated public meetings law by meeting privately in the council workroom during the meeting recess of the city council's July 15th meeting to deliberate about the police chief's termination. The complaint also alleges that the city failed to update the meeting notice on the city website after the police chief requested a public hearing. The information in this preliminary review indicates that several city councilors left the meeting room during the recess of the July 16th meeting, which I think I said July 15th a second ago. The meeting was on July 16th. However, it does not appear that the city councilors engaged in private deliberations about the police chief's performance or termination during the meeting recess. Thus, it does not appear that a quorum of the city council met in private for the purpose of deciding or deliberating toward a decision on a matter within their jurisdiction. In this case, the July 16th city council meeting was originally noticed as an executive session only meeting. However, due to the request for a public hearing, the meeting was held as a regular meeting. It does not appear that the city noticed the regular public city council meeting until a revised notice was published on the city website approximately 3 hours before the meeting began. Based on the information available in this preliminary review, there appears to be a substantial objective basis to believe that the Madras City Council may have failed to issue the meeting notice as required in ORS 192-641 and OAR 199-050-0040, and the recommendation is to move these cases to investigation.
Thank you, investigator. Just for the record, colleagues, these matters under the authority provided, summary provided by our executive are being, quote, consolidated, unquote. So we will consider them in whole, even though eventually when the time comes for a decision, we'll do so individually. That said, colleagues, any questions for our investigator based on the report you just heard or what you read before that? Looking for questions if there are any. Hearing and seeing none, Mr. Coliani, I'll probably mispronounce your name several times, but thank you for joining us today. This is your time to make any comments to us you choose to make, even though I have told my colleagues that you do not represent from a legal perspective any of these City of Madras officials. At the same time, we're happy to hear the context you'll provide to us. With all due respect to you, I may hold you to about a 3 or 4 minute timeline. So please proceed, identify yourself for the record, and let us know what we need to know.
That's fine. Thank you. Thank you, commissioners. And you did pronounce my name correctly, so thank you for that as well. I appreciate that. So the key points today are very clear. The city provided notice of this meeting twice. Once was the original notice, but in response to the employee's request, the employee was entitled to under the open meetings law, requested a meeting be held in public. The record was accurately reflected by your investigator. It was a quick turnaround time for this small city, but we did get it noticed. And the intent, if not the spirit of the law, was satisfied here. This was a public meeting, very much so, with over 50 people in attendance, including 3 members of the press. So whatever the open meetings law means in Oregon, certainly this was a very public proceeding. As you all know, under the statute, the employee was entitled to make remarks, did so for over 10 minutes, and the public saw all of that. So we see this as a technical matter. We certainly wouldn't dispute whether some training might be necessary. Certainly recommend that myself. But being the new city attorney at the time and a very small staff, we did the best we could do. And again, bottom line was, we have over 50 members of the public in attendance in City Hall for this meeting with members of the press who did report on this. So very much open, and no one was denied access to that process. And I certainly thank you for the opportunity to speak and clarify the record.
Thank you, Mr. Coliani. We appreciate your comments. Colleagues, any questions for the Mr. Coliani as he is and based on his comments to us in the last moments? Questions? Hearing and seeing none, the time now arises for us as a commission to discuss how to proceed and then to proceed in a direction. I'm looking for any comments from commissioners about how to proceed. I see the vice chair has her hand up. Please proceed.
My question is for Executive Director Myers. I always like to think of, how our public officials can sort of prevent these sort of violations and maybe what sort of training they would receive. So in this sort of situation, when the meeting changed from an executive session meeting to a public meeting and there was not enough time to get the notice out, am I correct in that the way to have solved this would have been to move the public meeting to a later date so that they had sufficient time to get that notice out? Or what would have been the way for them to make sure that they follow the public meeting laws in this sort of situation? How would they have done that properly?
Yes, they could hold a special meeting, which only requires 24-hour notice, since it would not be a regular meeting. The only alternative to that would be an emergency meeting, but you would have to be able to show an actual emergency that prevented you from giving the 24-hour notice. So I think in this situation, the only practical solution would be to schedule a meeting the following day, give the 24-hour notice.
And if I can say, just to add on, this is Investigator Josh Sullivan. It does appear that the notice was given just the day before, so they might have had that 24-hour window if they had acted immediately to republish a notice, but it didn't happen until a few hours before the meeting was held.
Any follow-up, Vice Chair?
No,
Thank you.
that's sufficient. Thank you.
Other questions, colleagues, comments about how to proceed? Mr. Thompson, please.
Mr. Chair, I understand the technical nature of this, and as it is with all public meetings law, but at the same time, I feel like this body, in attempting to comply with the ability to let the employee in question have the public meeting they're entitled to, I feel like they did what they could, and I'm leaning toward dismissing this one.
Thank you. Colleagues, any further comments or reactions to what you've heard from your colleague? Commissioner Held, please.
Thank you, Chair Fiscom. I want to agree with Commissioner Thompson. I think that I'm leaning the same way, but I also wonder, can we dismiss with education? Because we can only do education or dismissal. Can someone advise me on what we can do? Because Mr. Coliani has asked for education, and I would hate to see us miss that.
Director,
So
please.
Your only options are to dismiss or to move to investigation. There are no other options for you. However, certainly whether it goes to investigation or gets dismissed, we would be happy to work with Mr. Coliani or others in the city to provide additional training to, link them to any, our FAQs or give them the resources they need to be trained.
Commissioner, any follow-up?
Yeah, so we could dismiss, so this is my understanding. We could move to dismiss, and then our staff would provide education, and the city of Madras could seek that education as well.
Yes.
That's accurate, and what the reality is that this discussion, which Mr. Coliani has heard, indicates our interest in providing the proper education for folks there. So if we were to take action to dismiss, nothing gets in the way of the provision of that education, even if it's not a formal motion. And I see our executive nodding her head in the affirmative, so we'll presume that to be the case. I'm looking for Vice Chair. You want to make a motion, or should I turn to Commissioner Thompson? Mr. Thompson, please.
Mr. Chair, I move for an executive session agenda item number 24. I move that the commission dismiss the complaint against Mike Lepin.
You've heard the motion on item 24. Any questions or comments on that motion now before us? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll. Item 24.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
No.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Chair Fiscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-1.
Thank you, colleague. Mr. Coliani, you've heard our action today because I'm seeing you noting what we've done. Please convey to the city of Madras that our not only willingness but encouragement to provide the education they might need in this kind of issue. Thank you for your patience with our schedule and for joining us today. We appreciate your help in this regard. Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners, and I will make that recommendation to the city. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, colleagues, I should have No, I shouldn't have done that quite so soon, probably because we really need to move item 25. I apologize for getting ahead of the game here, because I know I'll get criticized for the length of our agenda, so I can apologize for that in advance and ask our vice chair, ask Commissioner Thompson to make a motion on item 25.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For executive session, item number 25, I move the commission dismiss the case against Gabriel Solis.
For the motion, the administrator will call the roll. Item 25.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
No.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez. Sorry, was that an aye?
Yes, aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-1.
Thank you. Item 26, Commissioner Thompson, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Executive session, item number 26. I move the commission dismiss the case against Mike Siebold.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 26, please.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
No.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-1.
Item 27, Commissioner Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Executive session, item number 27. I move the commission dismiss the case against Lamar Yoder.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 27, please.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
No.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-1.
Item 28, Commissioner Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For executive session, item number 28, I move the commission dismiss the case against Whitney Bell.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 28, please.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
No.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-1.
Item 29, Commissioner Thompson, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Executive session, item number 29. I move the commission dismiss the case against Pamela Thomas.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 29.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye. Or no. Sorry. No.
thank you. Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-1.
Item 30, Commissioner Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. For executive session, item number 30, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Cindy Brockett.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 30.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke, Commissioner Burke.
I'm sorry, aye. Didn't realize I was muted.
Thank you. Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
No.
Chair Fisco.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-1.
Thank you, colleagues. We will now move to the next items on our executive session agenda, but we'll pause for a moment to allow our staff to make the proper exit entrance arrangements before we officially move forward.
Thank you, Chair. We're going to mute the room just a moment.
Thank you.
Hello?
Commissioner or Chair Fiscum, we
Yeah.
have admitted the respondents for the next cases online.
Thank you. Okay, colleagues, we'll now move collectively to items 31 through 34. We'll consider those issues in terms of action at the end individually. For now, we'll consider those as a collective. Two individuals are going to be with us whose names appear on your agenda. One is Kim Kendall. Kim, can you hear me?
I can.
Thank you. Darla Bulmer is on the phone. Ms. Bulmer, can you hear me?
She is muted, Chair. To unmute yourself, you can hit *6 on your phone. You should be able to respond after that.
Did you hear that, Ms. Bulmer? Hit *6 on your phone to unmute it. If you can do that, that would be helpful.
I'm on now. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Can
Okay,
you
the
hear
time
me?
is now to consider items involving the Lebanon Aquatic District. As I mentioned a moment ago, we're going to consider a report from our investigator, consider all these 4 items at the same time. The final action we take will be done individually. I didn't know if anybody knew this, but our executive director has turned investigator, which is her background. So I'll turn now to Ms. Myers for her report on these matters. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair Fiscum, Commissioners. For the record, this is Susan Myers acting as an investigator. A little out of practice, but trying to catch up on these. So the complaint in this matter alleged that board members of the Lebanon Aquatic District, that they had engaged in serial communications deciding on matters outside of a public meeting, and that for the meeting in question, that they were not streaming it or posting minutes or recordings. So that's not required, and that the audio could not be heard. In looking into the matters, it appears the serial communications question, the complainant could identify only that 2 of the 5 board members communicated with each other, so it was not a quorum. And in addition to that, what they were communicating about would fall under the exception in 192.690. So what they were communicating about was scheduling interviews with people. So it's a scheduling matter that's already accepted from the public meetings law. It did not involve a quorum. My recommendation is that is not a violation of the 192.630 or 2. As for the minutes and recordings and postings and audio, the complaint and grievance doesn't make a lot of sense because she's saying it wasn't made available for streaming for people to observe, and yet in the same grievance, she acknowledges that there was someone watching on Zoom, hence it clearly was made available for streaming. was accessible. The minute the video recording was posted to YouTube, I listened to the recording. The audio wasn't great. Rarely is it great on any of these meetings, but it was audible. I spoke to the one person that the grievance identified who she said could not hear. That person acknowledged that she had not put her hearing aids in and that she had not requested any accommodation for being hard of hearing. She said she would in the future. Based on the information available, there does not appear to be a violation in this case, and my recommendation is to dismiss.
Thank you, Ms. Myers. Any questions for our quote investigator, unquote? Hearing and seeing none. Kim Kendall, Darla Bulmer, can you hear me still?
Yes.
This is your chance to make any comments you choose to make to us. By the way, the person talking to you is Dave Fiscum, the chair of the commission. Welcome today. We're happy to have you with us. If you have any comments to make, now is the time. If you do, identify yourself for the record, make your comments to us, and be as brief as you can, please.
This is Kim Kendall. I have no comments. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Ms. Kendall. We appreciate it. Ms. Bulmer, are you there? She may still be muted. Let's proceed. If you're
Yes, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
yes, we can hear you. Do you have any comments to make to us before we move to a decision?
Thank you. No, no comments or questions, but I also wanted to thank you for your time.
Thank you for being here today. We appreciate it. Colleagues, now's the time to discuss how to proceed and or get a motion. I'm looking for any hands. Hearing and seeing none. Vice Chair, item 31.
Thank you, Chair. For executive session agenda item 31, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Kim Kendall.
Questions, comments? Administrator will call the roll. Item 31, please.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
You're on mute. There you go. Thank you.
thank you. Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item 32.
For executive session agenda item 32, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Darla Bulmer.
Minister will call the
Commissioner
roll,
Jansen.
please. Minister will
Sorry,
call the roll.
Commission-
Item 32, please.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item 33.
For executive session agenda item 33, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Jeremy Gunther.
Minister will call the roll, please. Item 33.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item 34.
For executive session agenda item 34, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Julie Miller.
Minister will call the roll, please. Item 34.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Chancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you, colleagues. Ms. Kendall and Ms. Bulmer, as you've heard, I think, the item involving your names, those items have all been dismissed for the Lebanon Aquatic District. Thank you for being with us today and for listening to our process. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, you too.
Okay, colleagues, thank you very much. We'll now pause for a moment as we move to the next item on our agenda, and we're following through in the order. So we'll wait for our staff to tell us they're ready for the exit entrance process.
Chair, we're gonna mute the room just a moment.
No problem.
Chair Fiscum.
Yes.
Respondent for Mr. Abel for agenda item number 36 is online. The respondent for agenda item number 35, he has not responded to our text or phone calls.
Okay.
I think we can proceed.
That's my instinct as well. So colleagues, the process now is to consider three items involving the Blue River Water District. We'll consider them at the same time, though eventually when the time comes for decisions, we'll do that individually. So again, the acting investigator, Susan Myers, will now make her report on the Blue River Water District. Mr. Abel, first of all, Mr. Abel, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. We'll talk to you in just a moment. Please listen for our investigator's report on the matter involving Blue River Water District. Investigator Myers, please proceed.
Thank you, Chair Fiscum. Commissioners, this is Susan Myers. So the Blue River Water District, which is located down near Mackenzie, the August 6th meeting is the one at issue. The board had noticed the meeting, and one of the purposes of the meeting was to swear in one new board member, Josh Cloak. Two former members, there had been a recall the year before. One resigned, the other was recalled. Then when there was an election, both of them won the election through write-in votes. Clearly not a lot of people voted. There were only 7 votes, but questions were raised about the eligibility of one of those two, our complainant in this case. That is not a matter for us to decide. That's a matter for elections people to decide. But at the August 6th meeting, the remaining board members did swear in the one new member, Josh Cloak. They refused to swear in the other member because they felt there were questions of his residency. And that led to the meeting initially being fairly contentious because both Mr. Cloak and Mr. Kassad were there. I had listened to the entire recording of the meeting, and the first 15 minutes of the meeting, there was a lot of arguing and not any discussion of any matter on the agenda. Mr. Parks, the chair of the board, he recessed the meeting to try to go out and call the sheriff to come and get things in order. During the initial recess of the meeting, Mr. Kassad did leave. They tried to start the meeting again and proceed. Mr. Cloak, however, still was arguing. He was upset about minutes that he had not read, even though they were minutes from a meeting he had not attended. So the arguing continued. At that point, Mr. Parks adjourned the meeting. Went back, tried to get the sheriff to show up, and eventually Mr. Cloak left. During all of that argument, he reiterated more than once that the meeting was adjourned, it was over. Once Mr. Cloak left, the 3 remaining board members and all of the public members who were present were like, well, but we need to vote on some of these things. We need to vote to approve the budget minutes so that we can submit our budget. We have other things we need to take care of. Members of the public were there. They wanted to discuss things. So they basically restarted the previously adjourned meeting. The problem with that is there was no meeting to restart. They had adjourned the meeting was over. In order to start a meeting, they would have to issue notice and notice a new meeting, which means they couldn't do so for 24 hours. I did, as I said, I listened. They provided the recording of the entire hour, and it was very clear. Those first 15 minutes, a lot of arguing, a lot of chaos. Once they started the new meeting, it proceeded like you would expect a meeting. They heard the treasurer report, they heard the secretary report. They were very much engaging with the audience about issues in front of them. So realistically, the problem here is they did not notice the meeting that had been adjourned. So my recommendation is that that would be a potential violation of what I put in 192640.
Thank you, investigator. Colleagues, any questions for our investigator? Hearing and seeing none. Oh, pardon me, Commissioner Halt, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair Fiscum. I'm curious as to the not swearing in the new board members. I understand that if they're board members or not is not under our jurisdiction, but is that a violation of a chair, or what's the ethics code on that, I guess is my question.
The public meetings law does not address that at all. It's not a public meetings law issue, how a board member gets sworn in or not. And it wouldn't be an ethics law violation because the ethics laws are all about making decisions that have financial benefit to you. Realistically, I think they may have their own policies or protocols or Robert's Rules of Order, but we can't enforce any of those. And the question of the board member's eligibility is one that would have to be determined by either county elections or the courts.
Follow up? Thank you. Any other questions for our investigator colleagues? If not, one question, has Mr. Parks, you've been acquired Mr. Parks yet or not?
No.
No, thank you.
No response.
Okay, Mr. Abel, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good. This is your chance to make any comments you choose to make to us. I would, in a friendly way, encourage you to be as brief as possible, but this is your time. Identify yourself for the record and make any comments you choose to make to us. We'll be listening. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, first I'd like to say this is a pattern of the individuals for the last 5 years using government technicalities to further their own personal agenda, not the public's. We did recognize the meeting was chaotic, I think intentionally to obstruct the business of the district from the individuals, Josh Cloak and Tony Cassad. We didn't intentionally restart the meeting. We were trying to do the right thing, but we did after the meeting realize that we had not done it correctly. So we intentionally tried to remedy the problem by bringing it up in a meeting later and re-voting. We do have the public's interest in mind and are trying to do things correct. We're new to the board, and this continued chaos has added to our ability to do such things. And I felt like we were obstructed and have been throughout. And I also mentioned that Jim Parks is in a water board meeting now as we're replacing water district's pipes. So I believe that's why he's not here. Thank you for letting me comment.
Thank you, Mr. Abel. Appreciate you being here. Any questions for Mr. Abel based on what he's just told us?
Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair.
Is that Mr. Thompson? Is that you?
Yes, sir.
Oh, please proceed.
Mr. Abel, so did I hear you correctly that all of the actions you took after the meeting was adjourned and restarted were voted on again at a subsequent meeting? All of them?
I believe so. I mean, I'm not great at these technicalities, and we have sought help from the SDAO and plan on having a training. I'm no longer on the board, but that was always the intention because we have a small district and we have had these individuals try to disrupt the district since the fire, after the 2020 Labor Day fire. And so we wanted to get people on the board and do it correctly. And we had asked for training, but they wanted to do it once the board was more solidified so we could do one training instead of several. But I do believe we covered most of them, if not all of them. In earnest, we tried to.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have a question to follow up on Mr. Thompson's executive. What is the effect of a quote remedy unquote which this board appeared to try to take?
So it certainly shows intent on the part of the board to correct what went wrong. The fact that they, in the future, took action to revote on adoption of the minutes, or there weren't actually that many votes that they were taking. It was mainly 45 minutes of discussion, but they did vote on the minutes, and if there'd been one other vote, that, again, I think it reflects good intent and arguably could cure for the public the violation. Does it cure the problem of not noticing the meeting? Not necessarily, because noticing the meeting is not simply a matter of noticing that you're going to vote on a couple things. It's noticing a meeting that there will be, discussion and deliberations on all sorts of stuff. Now, arguably, the public was present. They were all still there and participating, but they made the mistake. I don't think voting on the future items fixed the original mistake altogether.
Thank you. I got 3 hands raised. I'll go in the order which I saw them, and they're numbered, by the way, which helps me because I'm so old. Vice Chair Payne, please.
Thank you, Chair Fiscum. In light of some action we took on this previous case, I see this as even less of a sort of harmful action. I guess I don't understand, even if it's technical violation here, what possible harm they could have been in not noticing this meeting when the public stayed and was already there. I'm just having a hard time really seeing what purpose there would have been in noticing this meeting that was adjourned but then reconvened when the public stayed. So I'm inclined to dismiss and sort of suggest training or work with them on training on something like this, because I don't see any harm that occurred here whatsoever. And it would have been one thing if they adjourned the meeting and all the public left and then they did did a private meeting or something like that. But I just am having a hard time seeing what purpose a notice would have served in this sort of situation when the public was already present. So that's where I'm leaning here. Yeah.
Thank you, Vice Chair, and I'll lean with you. Commissioner Jancy, you had your hand up at one point?
Well, as usual, Commissioner Payne has more eloquently said what I would.
Yeah, that's not unusual. She beats us all in that regard on occasion. Commissioner Held, was your hand up?
Same.
Thank you. Colleagues, you're after this discussion, are you ready for the question? I'll assume that you are. Vice Chair Payne, please, on item number 3.5.
Thank you, Chair. For executive session agenda item 35, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Jim Parks.
Thank you. Administrator will call the roll. Item 3.5.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Chair Viscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you. Item 3.6, Vice Chair.
For executive session agenda item 36, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Anthony Abel.
Administrator will call the roll, please. Item 3.6.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Excuse me.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Chair Viscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you. Vice Chair, item 3.7.
For executive session agenda item 37, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Shannon Goodpasture Lair.
Administrator will call the roll, please. Item 3.7.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Viscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Mr. Abel, you've been online, I think. If you are online, you've heard what the result is today, which that the matters involving you and your colleagues at Blue River Water District have been dismissed. You should feel free to convey that news to your colleagues. We will also apprise you of that in an official way. But for the moment, thank you for being with us today on this Friday. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for your guidance and time. Appreciate
Sure.
you guys.
Thank you. Hey, colleagues, my intent, just so you know, subject to any adverse reaction from colleagues, is to head toward a lunch, half hour for lunch starting at 12:30. So we'll forge ahead as much as we can to get through other parts of our executive session agenda. Any questions about that approach, colleagues? And we'll take a 30-minute break for lunch as we're starting to do on a quote quasi-official way. Okay, let's proceed when the staff says we're ready to the next item on our executive session agenda, following in order.
You are ready. We don't have any respondents appearing for this next one.
Thank you for that. No individuals are appearing on these matters based on the information I have and which you just heard. So we'll now move to the City of Johnson City, and we'll consider a report from our acting investigator on block. And then when the time comes for decisions, we'll make those decisions individually, as we always have done. So I don't know why we have our executive director serving as an investigator, but here she is again. Please proceed.
Thank you, Chair Viscom. For the record, Susan Myers. I did not do this investigation. This was completed by our former investigator, Lion Gallagher. However, she has since left the agency, and so I'm presenting her report. So this was a self-report from a board member for the city, a city councilor for the city of Johnson City. And as the commission may recall, they've been before us a number of times recently. A lot of their issues related to technology, in terms of being able to stream the meetings and record them and all of the technical details. So what happened was that Councilor Margaret McKay and the board, the council was had issued an RFP or an invitation for bids to get a website developer to help them get a website up and running so that they could post their notices and everything else. In the process of hiring a firm to do this, the council does appear to have engaged in some serial communications. The two of them met to interview a potential vendor. Ms. McRae then communicated about that vendor with a third councilor, and then eventually submitted sort of a ranking of all the vendors in writing to all of her fellow councilors. So the effect of that was that a quorum of the council engaged in deliberations on a matter subject to their decision or deliberation within their jurisdiction, and thus they may have violated 192-630 and sub 1 and sub 2, both serial meeting and meet in private. The other effect of what occurred was that they did not give notice of these meetings, and the communications among the quorum of the board did not take minutes of those communications. So I give them certainly a lot of credit that they did recognize that they had messed up. They self-reported it. And they're certainly trying very hard to do things properly and get the right processes in order. But based on the information in the preliminary review, there were potential violations of a number of statutes in the public meeting.
Thank you, Director. Any questions for our director based on the report you've just heard and or read? Nobody's appearing today on these matters before us. Any intent about how we should proceed? You prepared, Vice Chair? Oh, pardon me, Commissioner Helt.
Thank you, Chair Fiscom. Do you feel they're already seeking education and they're self-reported? Do you feel like they've had the education that they need to fix the problem that they have reported?
So, I mean, in our report, we have to present the information, and generally we make a conservative recommendation based on the law itself. So do I feel that the law may have been violated? Yes. I think it is up to the commission to take into consideration the other factors. They did self-report. They have been tried. I think there were a number of issues in the prior cases. In this current case, they are trying very hard to get them fixed. They are struggling. They still need additional education. And certainly I think that is something that we are committed to helping them, whether it be through letters of education or to actually go and do some in-person training with them at some point. I think that would be probably a goal for both us and them.
Follow up, Commissioner.
No, I'm leaning towards dismissal if they're already getting the education that they need and they're continuing to do it on their own. I'm not sure what what more another investigation would find. Thank you.
Director, just a quick question. I know you're making a report done by another investigator, but if we were to proceed, which is an if, not a, we haven't decided yet, what would we be looking at?
Realistically, in this case, it would be probably at the next meeting, a stipulated final order for a letter of education.
Yeah.
They, especially because they did recognize the violation and self-report it. So it is clear that they are starting to recognize how the law does apply to them.
Thank you. And just to make the point I made earlier in my opening remarks, we do not have the ability now to, on the basis of what we know now, do a letter of education. That has to occur in an investigation.
Correct.
Thank you. Any, pardon me, Vice Chair, please.
Yeah, I guess I'm sort of torn because, I mean, I don't want to slip into this habit of.
I'll put socks on.
Sorry.
Pardon me? Someone say something? Okay, Vice Chair, please proceed.
Slip into a habit of dismissing things and thinking education's going to happen when we don't have the authority to, when there has been a clear violation, because we don't have the authority to issue that letter of education absent an investigation. You know, I do think that self-reporting certainly is good and certainly leans towards a letter of education. I do think they're trying really hard. I'm certainly like on the fence on this one, but I also think there was a clear violation here. So I like don't want to just not do our diligence of moving something towards an investigation when there's clear violation. And I don't want to get into a pattern of not doing our job as a commission because we have a duty to educate, but we don't have the power to have that letter of education at this stage, which Chair Fiscum mentioned at the beginning that maybe that's something we take to the legislature. This is a tough one for me, but I think I'm still inclined to move this one to investigation and get that letter of education on the record. But this one's a tough one for me.
Thank you, Vice Chair. I would only say that I concur with those remarks. I think this doesn't strike me as a hugely major issue, and I sure wish we had the choice to do what a new law would enable us to do, but that's down the road, and I hope all of you will enjoy handling that issue in my absence. Sorry about that. Any other comments in light of what the Vice Chair has said?
Sure.
Anybody? Please, Mr. Thompson.
I agree with Commissioner Payne. I think there was a violation here, and I think that's very clear. And I don't think we can just dismiss it. But at the same time, I would hope that a letter of education would clear this up at the next stage, and this would be behind us and them rather quickly.
I would agree with that. One other thing I was going to say earlier, and this is for my new colleagues, and one of the issues that your Vice Chair has raised earlier a few months ago or whatever was, what's the definition of a quote technical violation unquote, and that's a tough issue to wind your way through. And she has said that to us in the past, and it's worth further discussion down the road. What do we do in regard to that when it's technical and is not a quote major ethical violation of some stature? And that's an issue that needs to be discussed in more detail. Looking for a motion from someone willing to make one. Vice Chair, are you willing? If not, Commissioner Thompson might be.
I am, Chair. I can make this motion. I move the commission find there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Margaret McCree may have violated ORS 192630 subsection 1 and 2, ORS 192640 subsection 1, 192650 subsection 1, OAR 19905000015 subsection 4, and OAR 19905000020 subsection 1, and the commission should investigate accordingly.
Thank you, Vice Chair. You've heard the motion pertaining to item 3.8 on our executive session agenda. Any discussion? Hearing and seeing none, the administrator will call the roll, please. Item 3.8.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Halt.
Aye.
Commissioner McCully.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Chair Piscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 3.9, Vice Chair.
I move the commission find there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Vince Whitehead may have violated ORS 192630 subsections 1 and 2, ORS 192640 subsection 1, ORS 192650 subsection 1, OAR 19905000015 subsection 4, and OAR 19905000020 subsection 1, and the commission should investigate accordingly.
Thank you. You've heard the motion. The administrator will call the roll, please. Item 3.9.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Health.
Aye.
Commissioner McCully.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Chair Piscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Before I call on the Vice Chair for item 40, Vice Chair, you need to have a glass of water ready because of what our next pages are going to do to you and others. So let's proceed to item 40. Vice Chair, please.
I move the commission find there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Jacqueline Moritz may have violated ORS 192630 subsections 1 and 2, ORS 192640 subsection 1, ORS 192650 subsection 1, OAR 19905000015 subsection 4, and OAR 19905000020 subsection 1, and the commission should investigate accordingly.
Thank you. Administrator, call the roll. Item 40, please.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Commissioner Health.
Aye.
Commissioner McCully.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Chair Piscom.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you. Item 41, Vice Chair, please.
I move the commission find there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Luan Evans may have violated ORS 192630 subsections 1 and 2, ORS 192640 subsection 1, ORS 192650 subsection 1, OAR 19905000015 subsection 4, and OAR 19905000020 subsection 1, and the commission should investigate accordingly.
You heard the motion. The administrator will call the roll, please. Item 41.
Commissioner Health.
Aye.
Commissioner McCully.
Aye.
Commissioner Burke.
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson.
Aye.
Commissioner Payne.
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez.
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy.
Aye.
Chair Fisco.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 42, Vice Chair.
I move the commission find there is a substantial objective basis for believing that Mike Tranquilla may have violated ORS 192630 subsections 1 and 2, ORS 192640 subsection 1, ORS 192650 subsection 1, OAR 19905000015 subsection 4, and OAR 19905000020 subsection 1, and the commission should investigate accordingly.
Administrator will call the roll, please. Item 4.2.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you. Colleagues, I think we can forge ahead now to finish the last items on our executive session agenda. Both involve the city of Newport, and based on the information I have, nobody is appearing on any of those matters ahead of us. Am I right, staff? I
Yes,
think
you're
I'm right.
correct.
Thank you. So we will now proceed to deal with items involving the city of Newport, 7 items, starting with item 43. Our investigator is Mr. Pacheco. He'll make a report, then we'll take action. Please proceed, investigator.
Thank you, Chair Fiscum and Commissioners. This is Investigator Daniel Pacheco for the record. Agenda item 43 through 49 in your meeting books are preliminary review reports for members of the City of the Newport City Council. The complainant in this case alleges that the City Council and the City Center Revitalization Planning Committee failed to properly notice a joint meeting on December 14th, 2024. Based on the information gathered, there was no joint meeting and the Planning Committee properly noticed their meeting. Therefore, the recommendation in your meeting books is to dismiss. Thank you.
Investigator, any questions for our investigator? Hearing and seeing none, are you ready for action? Presuming the answer is yes. On item 43, Vice Chair.
For executive session agenda item 43, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Jan Kaplan.
Minister will call the roll, please. Item 43.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item 44, please.
For executive session agenda item 44, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against CM Hall.
Administrator will call the roll, please. Item 44.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item 45, please.
For executive session agenda item 45, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Ryan Parker.
Administrator will call the roll, please. Item 45.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you. Item 46, Vice Chair.
For executive session agenda item 46, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Robert Amond.
Administrator will call the roll. Item 46, please.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCauley,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 4.7, Vice Chair.
For executive session agenda item 47, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Cynthia Jacoby.
Please call the roll. Item 4.7.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Item 4.8, Vice Chair.
For executive session agenda item 48, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Beatrice Botello.
Please call the roll. Item 4.8.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Vice Chair, item 4.9.
For executive session agenda item 49, I move the commission dismiss the complaint against Dietmar Goebel.
Please call the roll. Item 4.9.
Commissioner Halt,
Aye.
Commissioner McCully,
Aye.
Commissioner Burke,
Aye.
Commissioner Thompson,
Aye.
Commissioner Payne,
Aye.
Commissioner Resendez Gutierrez,
Aye.
Commissioner Jancy,
Aye.
Chair Fiscum.
Aye.
Motion passed 8-0.
Thank you, colleagues. I think we can forge ahead in the next few minutes before we break for lunch to consider items 50 through 68, Newport City Center Revitalization Planning Committee. Investigator Pacheco, your report, please.
Thank you, Chair Fiscum and Commissioners. This is Investigator Daniel Pacheco for the record. Agenda item 52 through